Good morning, folks. Thank you for joining us today for this Cross Country State Championship 2022 information session. My name is John Skees, and I'm the Director of Media for TAPS. I am joined today remotely by Brian Bunselmeyer, TAPS Executive Director, Steve Fuhulen, TAPS Director of Athletics, Robert Huckabee, TAPS Associate Director and Director of Compliance, and Will Dixon from the TAPS office staff is helping us out behind the keyboard today. With that, I'm going to hand it over to Brian.
Appreciate that, John. Thank you to everybody who's making the plan to be there on Halloween, October the 31st, 2022. Will be the championship races. We look forward to seeing everybody there. As always, it is a great opportunity for a lot of folks and a lot of fans to get there. So we look forward to seeing everyone either on Sunday for the pre-race or on the race day itself. We'll jump us on down to the schedules. We're going to stay with the two sessions. We're going to have the morning session. It'll be daylight about 7:30. Time hasn't changed yet. You see the order of races there. And then the afternoon session, we'll kick the gates open at noon. Come on in, get your tent set up. We'll be ready to rock and roll as we go through there. As long as the Passover works a little quickly, we can get you in and outside the gates. I think we'll be okay. It worked pretty good last year. I know that it helps us from the worker standpoint, the official standpoint, to have that little break, and then we can reset and be ready to rock and roll when the time comes. Robert, give us a little talk about what's going to happen on Sunday the 30th prior to the meet.
Thank you, Brian. The day prior to our meet, that'll be Sunday, October the 30th. We will be setting up there that afternoon at the Cottonwood Creek Golf Course there in Waco. We've been blessed to be able to be there the last several years. It's a great facility. It's a great venue to host a cross-country championship. From 3 p.m. until 6 p.m. on Sunday afternoon, they'll be finalizing the course. We'll be there setting up. You will be able to come to the course on that afternoon. Coaches, you can register. It's a great idea to go ahead and get your packet, get registration out of the way. We'll be set up there in the area we usually are right there as you walk inside for you to come in and check in and get your packet, get your bibs, and get any questions answered at that time. You can walk and or run the course that afternoon. It will be open from 3 till 6. So if you're planning on coming, make sure you get there no earlier than that. And then certainly we need to shut the course down, get ready for the next day. So be ready to leave at 6. We'll push everybody out. You can bring your tent and camping areas and set up on Sunday afternoon if you are in that morning session. So look at that list, make sure you're in that morning session. If you're in the afternoon session, we're asking you to wait until the next day until the course is open for your session, so it won't be so crowded in that area. If you leave anything in that area, you are leaving it at your own risk. We've had storms in the past the night before. It is not a fully secure area. They do lock the gate to the golf course. There is a fence, but people still could come in, so you do that at your own risk. You cannot, we have this question every year, you cannot place your own markings on or near the course. And then we always get this question, will the mile markers, the 1 mile mark for the girls and the 1 and 2 mile mark for the boys on the course, will they be there on Sunday? No guarantee, but means this, they are finalizing the course and getting everything staged, and they usually do get those out sometime on that afternoon, and they usually are there, but we usually do get those out there. They are marked on the map that we use every year. Brian?
You know, Robert, we talk about coming out on Sunday. It is the pre-race, but one thing that has to happen is we need to be properly attired when we're running or walking the course. Guys need to have their shirts on. Ladies need to have the appropriate attire as they run. Just make sure that we take care of business, because there's a lot of folks still out there, both part of TAPS and not part of TAPS. So please, as you come on Sunday, make sure that you're within whatever would be a pretty good dress code. Thank you, Robert.
Jumping to parking, we will have parking attendants in place. The parking lot there at the golf course will be reserved on Monday only for officials, TAPS personnel, and those working the event. Nobody will be allowed to park in that lot. Everybody will park. If you're a spectator or if you have team shuttle buses or big buses, you'll be parking in the Waco ISD Stadium parking lot. There'll be plenty of attendants out there. Follow those instructions of where you drop off and where you park. That's for our big buses, for our little shuttle buses. All that will be in the Waco ISD parking lot. It's right there adjacent to the golf course. It's easy to park there. Just walk right across to the course. There's a team gate where all the teams and coaches will come through, and then there's a separate spectator gate where spectators can come in. Will, if you'll jump to that next one, there is a map there that is how we've done this in the past. You can see there's Bagby Avenue there. You can see the bottom part of the stadium, that parking lot there by the stadium where it's marked fan parking, and then fan gate. You'll walk in right there. Teams can drive in that driveway, unload all your stuff if you're setting up your tent or camping area, and it'll be right along that fence. We'll have that marked for you where that'll be easy to find. And then once you walk through the gates, you'll walk across that parking lot into the registration area and then to the area where you walk out to the course. For our spectators, they are certainly welcome and encouraged. We usually have a great group of spectators at our cross-country meet. And as I mentioned earlier, their parking will be there in the stadium. Tickets should be purchased in advance. There will be no cash on hand. You can purchase those in advance. You can purchase them on your phone app, $7 general admission. As you come up to the gate, if you do them in advance, it'll be much quicker just to scan your digital ticket and walk right on through. If you're not familiar with that process, we will have people there assisting you as well. Brian?
Just remember as well, TAPS passes are accepted, but they're new this year. They're the little cards, and they can only be used once. So if you were coming as an AD or head of school, or if you were coming on a TAPS card, that will be presented at the fan gate. They'll scan that QR code, and away we'll go on that side.
Thank you, Brian. And finishing up with spectators, once you get into the facility, we ask you to please stay off the course. You can wander around in areas of the course to watch different parts of the race from different sites, but be mindful that when the race is going on, it will be marked where you'll know, and make sure you stay out of everyone's way when we have a race going. And then the finish line, we'll have that marked off as well. You can get in that general area, but not right in the immediate area of the finish line, and that'll be marked as well. The team area, as I mentioned earlier, it's mentioned on that map where you can set up as you go right through those the fence there coming into the golf course. We'll have that marked off in designated team areas where you can set up your team area. And that'll be available Sunday afternoon for those who are in the morning session. Those who are in the afternoon session, we're asking you to wait until Monday later in the day to set that up. There will be, we ask you to follow the spaces that are marked there, and we'll have somebody assisting that as well. Maintain social distancing between other schools as best you can. There is no water or electricity out there. You certainly can bring tents, coolers, team items, food items, things like that for your team. And as far as music, if you have any music in your tent area, keep it really low so that it can't be heard beyond your tent area. We don't want competing concerts out there in the team tent area. Let's move on to registration.
When you register on site, it'll be inside the clubhouse. Folks will be there to direct you. You'll come in through the team gate and come on over towards the clubhouse. Don't go in the front entrance, go in the west side entrance. Coaches, at that time, you'll sign your acknowledgement of rules. You'll do your payment of entry fees or make arrangements thereof. You'll answer a few questions that we need help, like do you have a hotel room, how many, and how many folks stayed? And then you'll get back from us the school roster. You'll get your bibs. You'll get runner replacement forms if you need to make a substitution, and any other information that you need at that time. So registration will begin at 3 o'clock on Sunday. Again, we ask that you not get there before 3 o'clock. You've got some golfers that are trying to get off the course and get out of the facility, and you've got a lot of work from Wahoo Sports going on to create the opportunity that we're going to have. So again, make sure that if you come on in after 3 o'clock, it'll shut down at 6, and it'll be open at 7:30 again on Monday for registration on site. Coaches, runners are not allowed to run a test. I don't know. We've continued to get that question. They obviously have to be part of your school. This is a championship meet, and the school must designate a coach for the school. Not every parent is a coach, so one coach per school, and you must be there to represent the school if possible. You don't want to be sending your runners by themselves or with just mom or just dad. We need that coach there. The coaches must be shown in rank 1. You must be up to date, so make sure you go back and check your rank 1 profile. Make sure you're good to go, and you must have done the acknowledgement of rules in rank 1. So rank 1 is an important part, continues to be. That's also where you're entering all your entries, so make sure you are ready to rock and roll as the high school coach. So student entries will be in rank 1.
Yeah, thank you, Brian. Entries are in rank 1 only. We sent an email out previously with that information, so hopefully you received that. If you look here on this slide, this is the information we sent out. Entries only through rank 1, and this explains the process. I won't go through it in great detail, but just follow this process for entering, going into rank 1. Make sure you go to your cross-country roster. Those are built in rank 1. You'll do cross-country boys separate from cross-country girls, so keep that in mind. You'll do one, complete that, and then move on to the other, and it walks you through how to view that, how to create your entry form, making sure you get a maximum of 7. And as you pull those over onto your roster, if they're not eligible in rank 1, it won't pull them into that entry form. So if you run into issues with that, reach out to us. We'll try to help you troubleshoot that. You'll click save. You can export it and print out a copy to bring to the meet with you. And then also go through your fees, and you'll repeat that. Once you do it for the boys, then you would repeat that for the girls and vice versa.
One thing to note on the cross-country web page at www.taps.biz, go to athletics, click on cross-country. There is a fee sheet that you can fill out, a blank one. Remember, it is $35 per runner that you enter. Doesn't matter how many you bring to the event. If unfortunately you drop a couple later, we've already purchased materials, bibs, chips, the whole 9 yards. So whoever you enter, you owe for $35 a runner, and that blank fee sheet is available. www.taps.biz. Click on athletics, click on cross country, and it'll be up there. Mr. Huhulan, talk to us a little bit about the qualifications for the state meet.
Sure. One question we get every year is, does TAPS have a minimum time in order to run in the state meet or a particular place in the district meet, if indeed you did have a district meet? The answer to that is no. There are no minimum times that your kids have to have run, and whether or not you ran in a district meet, there's not a place they have to finish. We call this an open qualification meet, which you can enter anybody into that meet.
Thanks, Steve. We do that every year. We do look forward to seeing everybody that can make it out to Waco on Halloween this year. We're going to talk about some changes. One of the questions that I've already been receiving is substitutions. Go ahead and put in your runners that you have, that you are anticipating. You can go up to a maximum of 7 boys or 7 girls. Those must be in rank 1 by the end of business on Monday, October the 24th. So you can make any changes in there you want. Once we pull them over on October the 24th, then the substitution process begins at the meet. So if you have a substitution, grades, injury, whatever, after Monday, no changes in rank 1. You'll come at registration and use a change form. You'll tell us who's coming and who's not and who may drop. And at that point, we will go ahead and reassign the bib number to your new runner. The timeline on that is you can make substitutions until 30 minutes prior to the scheduled start of the race. That gives us time to get the substitutions made in the software and then make it back on out. So you get everybody you want entered by October the 24th, and then at that point. So let's say you only entered 5 runners on the deadline of October 24th, but you really want to bring 7, so you want to add 2 more. We do not allow any additional runners after that deadline. So make sure Monday, close the business. You've got everybody in there that's coming that you anticipate coming. So again, your runners must be registered in rank 1 on your roster. They must be on your entry fee. It is $35 per runner. It is due at the time of the meet. We can bill you if you don't have time to get that check, but we do appreciate those that bring it with them. It will be owed on the number of runners registered at the deadline. That's what we'll have, and that's what we'll ask for, not necessarily based on who's showing up. So again, that blank fee sheet is going to show up on the cross-country page. Talk a little bit about Chute Workers, Robert. Always a question. It's not necessarily helping them through, but what's our expectation there for Chute Workers?
So if your school enters a team in a race, boys or girls, that's 5 or more runners, then you are required to provide somebody from your school, one of your coaches, one of your assistant coaches, to help work with us at the finish line, in that chute at the finish line. If you've done this, you're very familiar with it. We do need assistance to help our runners as they finish. We will have many officials in that area as they cross that finish line. Obviously, some of them are crossing, falling to the ground, or pretty exhausted. So we do need help in that area, helping those runners move away from the finish line and then get them on over. We will have trainers there, as always, to assist as well if any runners need assistance. But we do ask you to help volunteer, have chute workers at that finish area. You will be working the race that your particular students are running in. And so if you'll help with that, that will help us tremendously. Let's also visit about uniforms. We follow the NFHS rules for uniforms for track and field and cross country. Some of the highlights, remember, if you wear some type of tights or compression shorts, you need to wear some type of modesty shorts over that. There are also rules regarding watches. You can have a watch and jewelry and those kind of items. Hats and gloves, those kind of things might come into play if we have really cold weather. We'll address that. Those are allowed. And we will address that on the day of the meet if we think that's necessary. We're still a few days out. The weather actually looks pretty good on that day. I don't think we'll have any cold or really hot issues, but those are there. You also can refer to Section 154 of the TAPS bylaws. That's our cross-country plan and bylaws. That has more detailed information. You can look to that if you have any questions.
I think the two biggest questions we get every year, Robert, are the hotter it gets, it seems like we want to either roll the top up, we want to knot it. That's not allowed by our rules or the National Federation. And also when it comes to warm up and cool down, you've already run your race or whatever, make sure you keep a t-shirt on or whatever. Sounds like we harp on that a little bit, but it comes up every year. And part of the TAPS rules is that you're going to be there. Another question that came up just this morning to me was tattoos. So again, during the race, if you're wearing your singlet, tattoo does not have to be covered. But once you've run your race and while you're warming up, all tattoos would need to be covered. So I think that kind of gets us there on uniforms. What about results?
Everybody's going to be interested in results on that day, and we do post them in 3 different places. First of all, we do have live results at the finish line. It'll be displayed on our video board. Real important to understand that those results will not be official until the time of the awards. The live results will also be posted online, both at the TAPS fan app and then on our TAPS website on the cross-country page. Finally, it'll be posted there on site in the patio area, and we'll be posting those as we announce them.
TAPS Memorabilia, Team IP is going to be back on site both Sunday and Monday. Look forward to having them there. Hopefully some of the shirts and the hoodies and all will be up to the same quality we've expected in the past. So Team IP will be on site. We look forward to that. And then TAPS Photography, we will be taking pictures and locating them back up and putting them back up on TAPS Smug Mug account, especially of the awards and the finishers. Looking forward to that opportunity. They should be available later that week during the week of November 1st. The other thing that's going on that I really need to make sure that you understand is if you're taking photographs or you have students taking photographs, make sure you stay off the race course and be very familiar with where you are and your surroundings. We don't want anybody taking a photograph and getting run over, nor do we want to impede runners or impede other spectators. So be respectful. We're going to have some areas roped off around the finish line that are not going to be accessible. So you may or may not get that shot right there. So make sure you set yourself up. The other thing around that finish line, make sure that once your runners have completed their race, if they're going to go back around that finish line, make sure you take your bib off because that bib is chipped and it will register every now and then in the wrong race. Make it look like you ran more than one. So again, looking forward to it. We will have photographers on site, look to capture a great event. Robert, finish us out towards the awards and what's going to happen on that aspect.
All right, our awards. This is a great championship that we host every year, and we will give awards, all state awards. That is the top 10 individuals in each race. They will receive a medal. They will be recognized at the awards ceremony, and awards will be given there at the meet. With regard to when awards occur, we get this every year. Okay, if you're say, for instance, a 1A school, if your 1A boys run before your girls, then they're finished. And then as soon as the 1A girls finish, in other words, the last race is done for your classification, about 20 or 30 minutes after that race, we'll start doing awards, and they will roll throughout the day. So just plan on the awards happening about 20 to 30 minutes after that final race in your classification. The awards area will be set up there behind that patio area. It will be, we'll have a big arch there, a lot of flags. You won't miss it. It's a great opportunity to honor our athletes and to also get a lot of picture and photo opportunities. There is Academic All-State available for cross country, just like all of our other activities. If you finish in the top 15, if you're a junior or senior, you have a cumulative GPA of 90 or above, then you qualify for Academic All-State in cross country, and you'll submit that information through Rank 1 by that deadline of Thursday, November 5th. And then finally, our team awards. Our first through fourth place teams will be honored at our award ceremony, and that will occur in conjunction with our top 10 finishers for each classification. And once we get to that first set of awards, those will roll pretty much throughout the day, through the morning session, and then again through the afternoon session.
Speaking of awards, this is a good time to invite one of our new sponsors, Victory Rings. Victory Rings is providing the opportunity to purchase state championship rings. We're excited to have them being a part of TAPS.
So, cross country, it's a little over a week away. We're looking forward to a great meet on October the 31st. It is Halloween. I'm assuming that'll bring a few differences than in the past. It's been a while since we've been out there on Halloween Day. Information, www.taps.biz. Click on athletics, click on cross country, click on championship meet information. Most things you need will be there. If you have additional questions, please email us info@taps.biz, or reach out by phone 254-947-9268. John, as we finish up, tell them where we can find the social media aspects of what we're doing, and away we'll go in process and looking forward to the state championship meets.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Robert and Steve and Will, for this presentation today. Folks, if you want to follow us on Twitter, that's @TapsXCountry. We're going to have results posted there, links to our broadcasts, links to parking maps, any fan information, basically any weather updates as they happen, anything that you need to know for this meet, we're going to post it there first. So that will be available. After the meet, when you're looking for photos, we are going to have photographers, again, at awards and at the finish line. Those photos will be available the following week, and you can find them at taps.biz/photos, along with pictures from any of our championships that we provide photography coverage for. One more thing I want to mention. We are going to have a drone pilot on the course, weather permitting. That video is going to feed to our live broadcast and to the video board at the finish line. That's why we're going to have roped areas off by the finish line. We can't have people under the drone for safety reasons. But this also means, like at any of our championships, you may not fly a drone. So if you have a drone, even if you're a licensed pilot, we ask that you not fly here. It's a safety reason, it's an insurance reason, and it's against the TAPS rules unless you're with the office. With that, folks, we will see you in a little bit less than a week.